Greetings, everybody. Welcome. Today, I want to share a message that has been coming through powerful channeling of the Akashic Records. So let's opening space for this channeling. I may ask you to breathe deeply into that stillness, divine space within. As you breathe deeper into that knowing that you are divine in essence and that you are unshakable, as you become more and more aware of that power within you. So I invite you to come into that connection. Keep breathing all through the message. I recommend you keep breathing into that connection and that awareness that you are divine source, you are divine power, unshakable in this walk through life in planet Earth. So the message begins with creating that connection as a technology, recognizing that there is a technology to connect in a more efficient way and to make it happen so that your circuitry upgrades and can tune into that frequency. And that realignment and that reconnection comes forth with the breath. This is the technology that I'm receiving of the Pleiadian codes of light. Solar connections, solar flares are erupting very strongly here, empowering us in our walk in Earth. To use that energy and not fear it. You see, you have the free will to choose if you run away in fear because of the old energy that doesn't want to be unmasked, or you walk in with power because you trust. And you use and you transform the solar flares, all this super strong energy that's coming through for your empowerment. And it's an act of free will, of selection. And the Akashic Records, the masters, the guys are telling me, please stay aware of what selections you make on a mental level, on an emotional level. What are you selecting? Where are you participating with? I think this is the clue. What energy fields are you participating in? So may not the old habits determine your participation in different atmospheres. May it not be the old habits that push you into circles of past habits and patterns. You have to be very aware, stay aware. What spheres are you participating in? And then you can step out. If you find yourself, you jumped into the wrong space, the wrong place, just come back and realign. Come back to yourself, come back to that connection to the knowing. And here we can use the powerful I am divine source within me in every breath, because through the breath you connect. This is not theory, because you can sit there and say I am divine 24 hours, but it won't click. You have to make it happen, and this awareness comes through the breath. The breath is the connection, the circuitry, the electricity. Here I got a cable. It's the cable. You have to plug it in, and it's through the breath, you guys. And this is the message. So the better you breathe, the more efficient your breath is, the more electricity empowerment you can get, and you can connect and direct. The more you tune into your power. And from that knowing, because I know, we add in this message, I know, I'm always supported and guided by Source. I'm always supported and guided by Source at all times. And that will keep fear, doubt, and insecurity away. Those are the old mechanisms of control. Those are the old mechanism of limiting the evolution that's happening. So I know because I am, and therefore I know I am supported at all times. Because just realize it, there is something within you that is keeping you alive. And that consciousness is electricity, divine source. That connection is through the breath. And the better you breathe, the more you learn to evolve and use that power that's running in you at all times. You will jump into a new frequency. Fifth dimension, whatever you want to call it. Fifth, sixth, I don't know. I don't work with numbers, actually. It's a very thin line. If you're in the fourth, fifth, or in a fifth, sixth, or sometimes spirit takes you to other higher. I don't know. I honestly, I don't put numbers. These are spaces that you participate. Spaces of consciousness, of very high vibrations, of electricity. And electricity is information. So you decide if you're hopping into a high frequency or a low frequency. And you know, as we are experiencing this shift through a human vessel, sometimes we fall. Just like children playing in a park, they fall, they trip, they fall. So you step back immediately. Don't let any hesitation and doubt tune you backwards. And as I am, I call through the I am, through the electrical current, and this is the next part of the message. This is a language, a new codification into your DNA, a new codification into all the circuitry, and a rebirthing of a new awareness. Like as the dormant strands reconnect, you open the wings of freedom within you. As an ego that learns to fly again. So we all know the stories, basically, the story. It's a true story. They say an ego, when it comes to maturity, to the next level of die or empowerment, like when they're 50 years old, they tear off their feathers. This is literal. They go up in the mountains to a cave or somewhere, and they also tear off their nails, their nails. And they stay there until they regrow. And it's super painful as they tear off their nails, their claws, or whatever you want to call them. And they rip off their feathers because they know either they die or they rebirth. And this, they say it's true. It's a part of like a rebirthing in the ego, in the ego species, and they say it's true. They do that, or they die. If they don't do that, they die. And even their beak, they smash it into the wall. It hurts, but then new feathers regrow. The new power comes through, and this is what we're going through. The light workers. It can be sometimes like, whoa, what's going on? But don't doubt a minute. Come back. You have a nanosecond to decide, and you have the power within that second to decide, am I staying trapped in fear, anxiety, the shivering because the collective starts strangling, or I break through. I regrow new wings and new feathers, and I learn how to fly again. I spread in my wings, and the electricity, the new language through the electrical circuitry that you allow to happen, because you have to allow. It's a participation. Is also built through practice, personal practice. Honestly, if you guys have been awakened at 4 a.m, 3, 4, 5, sit in bed, go wash your face, drink some water, sit there and meditate and do your practice. And breathe and allow, and don't worry, it's the language is gonna come through natural, like honey dissolving in warm tea. It's just gonna happen. So don't worry. And this is a message. By the way, I forgot to ask you, if you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe, help the channel, spread your comments, share the material. So this channeling, as we close this channeling, this I am, may it be your mantra. I am. So hum in Hindi, so hum. You can weave it with your breath. I am. And it comes to the om. Om, the sound. Even in English, I am. As you close your lips, Squeeze them gently together and you will feel the vibration. In Hindi and certain lineages, they chant Soham, which is the I am of the breath, the Nam, the breath. And all the ancient traditions, very sacred traditions, honor and venerate the breath. The breath is your prayer. Breathing is your prayer. So I close this message with gratitude for the ones that have stayed till the end, but sending you light, love, beautiful codes of light, sacred geometry as you breathe, sacred geometry as you open your heart and you connect to the power within. Thank you and see you in the next one.